What is a journey anyway? Does it mean you have to travel far and wide? My name is Paul von Peterson, international equestrian sports commentator, award-winning director, and world traveler. But this journey is about California's Del Mar racetrack, and it's happening in my own backyard.
Welcome to Del Mar, 75 years of tradition. You're watching SJUTV right here, right now, live from opening day. It doesn't go off any bigger than this.
That's me, with 46,000 racing fans.
This is the man right here.
All
so
right.
we hang out with him, and we're going to meet everybody. That's looking much better than this, I'll tell you that. Opening day is the best event in all of California.
And we're about to take the journey that would transcend time and space, all at the Del Mar Thoroughbred Club, with a gentleman who is legendary as his famous track. His name is Joe Harper.
Hi, I'm Joe Harper, president of Del Mar. Thought we'd take you on a little tour of the racetrack.
So I'm going to follow him now as he takes me through the best track of them all.
Welcome to Del Mar.
As I'm following Joe, I keep thinking to myself, what drives this man to this level of perfection, excellence, and discipline?
Well, I think one word is lucky. I tell you, my whole life has been a great trip. I mean, from growing up in a motion picture family to traveling on locations with a circus and the Ten Commandments in Egypt, to my cinema photographer days, which I really loved doing docs and commercials and things, to ending up in probably the greatest spot in the world. Even if there wasn't a racetrack here, Del Mar is pretty hard to beat, as you know, and to have this great track that we actually designed and put down. Even Bing Crosby, I think, would be proud of what we've done to his old racetrack.
There's not one person out here that he doesn't know, whether it's the 41,000 fans, the big guys up in the Directors Club. They're at the Turf Club, the who's who of Hollywood.
Hey. It's been a long time, Mary Jane and Frank's daughter. Good to see you.
The celebrities, the up-and-comers, the fare-thee-wells, and the new guys who just came for the racing, so they say.
Do you have any specials that you picked out today?
I got a favorite. Her right there, bam. Oh, there she go.
Oh, we're going to get a shot of her.
Get a shot of her right there. See how nice that?
So it really made me wonder, how did Joe get in the racing?
Well, you know, it's funny. I mean, I started in racing doing a lot of commercials for Santa Anita, Hollywood, and Del Mar back in the 60s, and shooting documentaries on jockeys like Lafitte Pincay and Bill Shoemaker. And so it was a natural kind of progression for me, really, because I knew everybody at the track. My mother owned horses and bred them, and when somebody came along and said, "Hey, you want to be a vice president at the Oak Tree meet at Santa Anita?" I said, "I don't know what that is, but sure." And then when the fellow retired down here back in the mid-'70s, they asked me to come down and never left.
And away they go.
Now, as we go fast forward to the new 2014 racing calendar, an incredible West Coast revolution in racing, what's that all about? Joe?
You know, the new calendar of 2014 is getting interesting. I mean, Hollywood Park has gone out of business at the end of 2013, and with that go 100-some racing days that need to be put somewhere. You can't just take a hunk out of the circuit and expect the horses to hang around. So between Santa Anita and some degree Los Alamitos Racetrack and Del Mar, we've come up with a calendar that we think and hope will work. Del Mar, our summer meet is the key, and we just don't want to ever mess with that one. So we're going to have our normal summer meet, and then we're going to run the month of November, which was our choice. Just so happens that there's a Breeders' Cup involved about that time of the year, so it would be nice to have a meet going when that possibility comes along. And I think it's different for us. It's going to be marketed a little differently. It's going to a different time of the year. It's not the summer festival that you see for the month of August.
Del Mar, are you kidding me? What are you doing right now? You should be here.
We have a good feeling about it. I think it's going to be very successful. Will we do those numbers that we do in the summer? No, but we'll probably be doing more on a daily average business than most other places in the country. So we're looking forward to it. A lot of exciting things in a marketing standpoint that we're starting to develop, and I can't wait to get going with it.
Wow. I bet there's been some pretty big bumps in the carpet in trying to make that happen. I wonder if he'll talk about it.
Well, you know, the toughest part about anything new in this business comes from within. This is not an industry that deals well with change. You know, it's been going on for, 75, over 100 years in a lot of places in the country, and pretty much hasn't changed from when we started. So when you tell the horsemen that they can't go back to their normal stalls, that they have to go somewhere else to train, or we're not going to be at Inglewood in the summer, we're going to be still at Hollywood or Santa Anita. These kind of things are very, I think, tough for them to be moved around, and so you have to take your time explaining things and what's going on, give everybody as many options as we can. It's really not about the racing dates. We've pretty much figured that one out. It's about where the horses go to train. We need 3,500 head of horses to put on a circuit in Southern California. Okay, we've got 1,800 stalls to 2,000 stalls. Santa Anita has 1,800. Where's the rest of them going? We've come up with a plan to keep everybody open as often as we can. Pomona, Los Alamitos, Hollywood will stay open for the month of January. So I think the transition will be a little smoother for a lot of the horsemen.
That's so smart. A Del Mar meet in November, which just happens to coincide with the Breeders' Cup. Bet you the cold beer that I didn't get, he's making a bid for it.
We have made a pitch to the Breeders' Cup board, their site selection committee, to come to Del Mar. You know, the Breeders' Cup is, of course, two of the most terrific days of racing in the world. And, you've got the best of every class of horse from all over the place, including Europe and England. And I think it's just such a great thing that we, of course, would work here beautifully, and we have just the right spot for them. I mean, the facility itself, as you've seen, is perfect. A lot of high-end areas that they like, a big enough place to accommodate the people. But more than that, San Diego is the most terrific market area in the world. It's the perfect size for the community to get involved in something like a Breeders' Cup. The media pays attention to us, you know, in the summer like nowhere else on the planet. So when you've got a market that's small enough to notice you and big enough to support you, as I've said 100 times, you've got a real winner on your hands. And so I don't think there's any doubt that Breeders' Cup will come here. When, we're not sure. You're looking at 3 years in a row at Santa Anita. There's always the political pressure that usually takes over from the practical pressure, and so they might feel that they have to go back east for 15. It's certainly understandable for us. We're here in 15, 16, and beyond. You know, when they're ready, we're ready. You know.
Once again, I'm astounded by Joe's incredible energy, his zeal, his zest, his drive for sport. For me, it's always been about thoroughbred sport. It's always been about equestrian sport. It's always been about traveling the globe and being the best you can be. And I thought, you know, I'm getting close. But apparently, I've got more stairs to climb. As this man has inspired me to be the best form of myself that I can be on a daily basis. And more stairs? I don't know, Joe, come on.
Well, go ahead and shake it.
So I'm asking myself, in the 10 Commandments, did they stop and like, you know, get a cold one? I mean, when they were climbing the mountain and they went, you know, they walked by the burning bush, maybe, did they get thirsty? I don't know, Joe? All right, back to business. So if we're talking about bringing the Breeders' Cup to Del Mar, I wonder if we could get the Show Jumping World Cup Finals back here as well.
Oh, I think so. I think it would be terrific. I know when the year it was here, we had just finished building the show arena, the new arena, and it didn't have a roof over it at that time, and also at that time they required it, and there was considerable amount of strings being pulled to see that it happened. Of course, everybody had to convince the powers that be that heck, it never rains in Southern California, right? And so they allowed it to happen under fortunately a clear blue sky. But yeah, well, I think everybody connected to this place and to San Diego were just really excited to see it come here, and we'd love to see it come back.
There's a lot of talk about that because it's going to Vegas in 2015. But I gotta say, there's something about Del Mar that makes any event even more special. Joe?
You know, the great thing about Breeders' Cup and World Cup and equestrian games and everything else, this is Southern California. And, you know, the East Coast is great, but you're going to have a weather problem no matter when you go. You know, you got Pacific time, which is usually pretty good for television coverage. So, I mean, it really gives us a leg up, I think, in a lot for venues out here in Southern California, and for just about everything from football to baseball to horse shows to race meets.
All right, it makes me wonder what he sees on the horizon. Any big things cooking? Any challenges?
Well, I mean, there's always challenges to a sport that's been around so long that has lost a major portion of the market. You know, when we first started out, the more people came to racetrack than baseball. It was the world's most popular sport in the United States. And I think that over the years, with the television going the other direction, with the expansion of pro teams as we've seen it, and even college sports, there's so much more competition now. So we've had to reinvent ourselves, unquestionably, here at Del Mar. We've seen it. We've turned ourselves into more of an entertainment package than just a racing package, and I think most equine sports need to do that. I mean, still, there's nothing, in my opinion, greater than a horse. I mean, I was born and raised around them, and I love to watch them do their thing. And I think most people feel that way. It's getting them out to see that and getting them to understand. If they come out, they're going to be entertained. To give them things that they would come for other than the product itself, which we've done here in Del Mar with a lot of different things, with concerts and family fun days, and I know, even a cougar contest. I'm sorry, folks. But they've all worked for us, you know, and they brought more friends, more people out, more fans of just a good time to see they can have a good time and watch horses do their thing and become fans for all time.
So we're really still building fans, one fan at a time. I guess it's all really about engaging the new fan base.
That has to be it. I mean, you have to, you know, I just wish more racetracks would see that and would see the fact that you know, what is their brand, what do they look like, and who does it attract? You know, I think too many of us tend to see, okay, I know our fan base out here, what can we do for them? Rather than, we need a new fan base to augment the 3,000 people that are going to come here no matter what. You know, I need 20, 30, 40,000 people coming out here, and the only way you can do that is with new folks coming out here to see something that hooks them a little bit and that they're familiar with, and oh, by the way, there's some great racing going on. Yeah, maybe we should take a look. Unfortunately, for a lot of us, we have not been able to get off the page that says we have to market our product with our product, and that's the tough one. That's a tough one to say to somebody, come out and see the pretty horses. It's one thing if you've got a Secretariat or a Cigar or a world-class jumper or hunter going for some record. But when you've just got your basic run-of-the-mill, good old racetrack, you know, good horses, good betting prospects, you need more. Uh-oh, no gambling? Yeah, gambling here? I'm shocked. You need a reason to get them out here more than just your product.
Wow, 20, 30, 40,000 people? That's a big economic impact. It makes me wonder what kind of numbers the Breeders' Cup would bring.
Well, with a Breeders' Cup, you know, I mean, you have 2 days of racing, but with a place like Del Mar, you've got a lot more than 2 days to kind of entertain the folks. That's the great thing about, again, getting back to this great market area of San Diego. You know, I'm going up to Santa Anita to see to go to Breeders' Cup, and they've got a couple of nice parties at the Huntington Library and you know, at the hotel and those kind of things. But, you know, do they have an ability to have a charity dinner on a carrier deck or a beach party, you know, 100 yards off here to the west? You know, do they have that ability when you get off a plane in San Diego to see the posters of all the horses in the Breeders' Cup, where if you get off the plane in Los Angeles, you don't see anything at all? So again, this is the perfect market for it. This is the market that will get involved. This is the Chamber of Commerce that can't wait to do something. The Sports Council that had a meeting out here the other day and couldn't wait to come up with ideas and talk about how they can help us with Breeders' Cup. So right here, right now, this is the best place in the world to have it. And the economics of it all are anywhere from $50 to $70 million impact on the San Diego area. It's very, very big. Just because of the people it brings in here. The folks that come out to watch their horses run the Breeders' Cup, they're pretty well off. They'll stay at the five-star hotels and have the dinners, and we have them here. Unlike any other venue for a Breeders' Cup, Del Mar has more hotel rooms around it than anywhere. There's 50,000 hotel rooms in San Diego, 30,000 of which are 15 minutes from this racetrack, and they're 5-star and 3-stars. So you just can't get that. I mean, Breeders' Cup was in New York. Well, I was out of town a little bit, you know. It's a long way from Manhattan to Belmont Park. And it's a long way from Los Angeles to Arcadia, where Santa Anita is. But here, it's all here. It's all right here. And that high end that is a real money producer, just not for Breeders' Cup, but for the whole region.
Not to mention the elegance and style, a real trademark of the Del Mar Thoroughbred Club Racing that they'll bring to the new November meet.
Yeah. Well, we're looking forward to it, and you know, challenging, yes, but you know, I'll tell you one thing, the secret for me anyway at Del Mar is I just love it. I mean, I love coming here. I love the employees. They're such a great team down here we've got.
His staff is like an NBA lineup of all-star players. They're all chimed together, and they're well orchestrated, a well-oiled machine. They deploy over a short field, and they yield big results. Handpicked over the last decade, he's assembled the best of the best. And on a daily basis, you can go anywhere in the world, and these guys will come out on top. Why? Because they all love thoroughbred racing, they love their jobs, and they love being part of this incredible machine lifestyle that is the Thoroughbred Racing Club.
It's almost embarrassing to say it's work. I'm here every day, and I'll tell you, I've never not wanted to come to this office in my life.
And take it from me, in the course of a day, there's not one aspect of this entire racetrack that he has not seen, walked, or inspected.
It's early. Wait till about
So, guess what? Right about now, we're passing another buffet and another bar. Hey, I'm getting kind of thirsty. Joe, what do you think? Maybe, you know, we could stop for a roast beef sandwich or a French dip or maybe just a cold beer. That would work out really good right about now. I mean, doesn't this guy eat, drink, anything? He's just like the marathon man of sport? No, we're going to keep going because this is what it's all about. Pushing yourself to be the best. Oh, look, more stairs. How nice. Let's do some more stairs.
Some more stairs for you, but we'll go up there. That's Trevor's booth.
So let's talk about what it's really going to take to get a Breeders' Cup here.
Well, of course, in order to get a Breeders' Cup, we needed a turf course that was wide enough to accept 14 horses. For years, our turf course we felt was only safe with 10, no more. So we are, as we speak, completely redoing the turf course, going in toward the infield with it. It'll be 80 feet the whole way around. It will handle 14 horses easily. We're bringing all new grass in for it. In fact, we've been growing the grass out in the Palm Springs area for the last number of months, so it's got nice and sunny out there, and it's looking beautiful. So as soon as we get all the bottom laid out and the irrigation system in, probably around March, we bring in the new grass and hope it likes it here in Del Mar.
A major undertaking, huh?
Well, it was major for me, but apparently, if you know what you're doing, it's not that major. But it's kind of tricky because it's, you know, with a lawn, which it is, the experts are all looking at golf courses, and I don't know what the heaviest golfer is, but let's say he's 210 pounds. Okay, yeah, and he's got 2 legs. Okay. How about 1,500 pounds and 4 legs and shoes with iron cleats? And so you get all of a sudden, you understand what the difference is between a bunch of guys walking down a fairway and 14 horses ripping up a turf course.
And I don't know who you called to order 2.5 miles of sod and how that all works.
Surprisingly enough, we found the toughest salt-tolerant grass out there is actually Greg Norman #1. So we tweak it a little bit and make it a little tougher. And we have a rail now with our wide track that we can move more often from the inside out as we go through the season. So it gives us a fresh running lane on the rail any number of times. So that's really going to save the course. So what you see, it narrows it, but from its widest to its narrowest, you'll just end up regrowing, resodding some of the torn up areas. So that's really gives it a lot more longevity when you have to go for another meet in November.
Wow, that's going to be incredible. I know we're already hearing the buzz about it on our own show jumping and polo sides. It's really going to bring the life back to the whole Del Mar area in the wintertime.
This is an interesting area because when I first came down here to work as a cameraman was in the mid-'60s, and of course there wasn't a freeway there wasn't any houses on the hills, nothing was on the other side of the freeway, so it's changed a lot, and it's true. I mean, in those days we used to stay open on Saturday nights because there was no other restaurant to go to in the area. Yeah, okay. So now things have changed a lot. And you've got so much more of a local fan base to pick from that's why I think it'll do much better. I actually worked the fall meet that we had down here in 1967, and it was pretty disappointing. In fact, they gave up those dates the next year and didn't run them down here. But this is different now. It's entirely different. There's more fan base, more people around, more interest in us than in those days. So I'm confident that there'll be plenty of folks coming through the gates.
So we start November 2014, and we look forward to an incredible season. But being the best, yep, I gotta say it, they never rest.
I think you'll be surprised at what we're going to come up with.
Mr. Harper seems to set the bar every day a little bit higher, a little bit further.
It's perfect all around. Don't change a thing.
And yet, he always delivers the goods.
But I'm just a lucky guy and happy to be here and enjoying every minute of it.
How many Kentucky Derbies did you ride in?
I rode in 3 of them, but we won't talk about the first 2.
Well, he had the best view in the entire house at those 2 Kentucky Derbies. He could see every horse in the race from where he was.
That's right.
Except for his.